Welcome to Argentina.
We have our guy, Adolf Eichmann.
The architect of the final solution?
We should be putting him down like a mad dog.
I became interested in this story around December 2014. So I'd actually studied Adolf Eichmann back at university where I read history. And I had learned about his involvement in the final solution back then, completely forgotten about it. And a friend of mine actually reminded me of the story and what had happened. And I went and dug into the narrative of the Mossad agents locating him and kidnapping him ultimately. And I realized there was actually like a really interesting story to be told around the central characters, Peter Malkin's, wrangling with his past and how his inability to sort of move on with his life as a result of the traumas he suffered, death of his sister, was, I thought, very emblematic of what Israel was going through in the late 1950s, the way the country had kind of determinedly tried to move on, but had also left behind, to some extent, some of the people who had suffered during the Holocaust.
My job was simple. Save the country I love from being destroyed. Is your job any different?
Generally, when crafting three-dimensional characters, particularly antagonists, finding their humanity is always the fast track to creating someone who's three-dimensional and engaging. I think it would be very, very easy to present Eichmann as a monster, as a lot of people have either written him off. Either he's been written off as a monster or written off as sort of a pathetic yes-man. And I, through reading this book and other great analyses of Eichmann and what he did, found I think a character who is far more complex than either of those kind of binaries of monster or pathetic wretch.
I would happily put a bullet in between his eyes, but that's not what we're doing here.
Strictly catch and extract.
Eichmann will stand trial here in Israel.
Working with Chris Weitz, the director, has genuinely been one of the best professional experiences of my life. He is obviously a wonderful, wonderful man, but is just an incredible collaborator. From the first moment we met, it was never a question of I want this, so do that. It was always him prodding and poking the story, testing some of the things that I'd laid down, introducing ideas that he thought was interesting to explore. It's always done in the context of a conversation. I would turn around new pages, new scripts even, hand them to him, receive such detailed feedback, and it was this incredibly organic process. And over the course of, I think, about a year and a half, he and I have reached a place of shorthand, which is just, I think it's what any writer dreams of.
We're all animals. Some of us just have bigger teeth than others.